go for real, like I'm just... Hold on. Girl, I'm dialing you. Ever since I met you, I've been all over you. Burberry London is a smell on you. Gotta keep it player, I can't get too comfortable. Hey, girl, you know I'm jumping off the ropes. I ain't come to play, been that nigga since forever, baby, it ain't much to say. Getting to the skrilla every time of day. Met a bad one on the way like Kim K. Hey, met a bad one on the way like Kim K. Like Kim K. Met a bad one on the way like Kim K. Hey, met a bad one on the way like Kim K. Like Kim K. Met a bad one on the way. Suit and tie, shorty, tell me what the business is. Got me feeling like this some official shit. Wear your fucking jersey and your vessel, bitch. I'm just trying to take it to the post like an N1. I'm just trying to work it like some errands. Split into your middle like a fraction. Skeletons you bring up out the closet, said it's random. Yeah. Hey. Shorty, you ain't even gotta do that. Thinking in your head that I'm big cap, no cap. Baby, I'm official as a visa stamp. Baby, I'm official as a cookie stamp. Baby, I got the piece with the cookie stamp. People's child, hey. Nigga really think I found a bad bitch. Nigga know I really was bad. Nigga really think I found a bad bitch. Hey, girl, you know I'm jumping off the ropes. I ain't come to play, been that nigga since forever, baby, it ain't much to say. Getting to the skrilla every time of day. Met a bad one on the way like Kim K. Hey, met a bad one on the way like Kim K. Like Kim K. Met a bad one on the way like Kim K. Hey, met a bad one on the way like Kim K. Like Kim K. Met a bad one on the way. Gotta let me know what's up, what's the situation? Got me thinking that I know you, then you switch your faces. First you love me, then it's fuck me with a conversation. And she like, I never meant to do that, I never meant to. Let me know what's up, what's the situation? She like, I love you, but I know we in two different places. Okay, I thought you were the one, but then you treat me basic. And I'm like, I never meant to do that, I never meant to. Whoa, whoa, whoa. She like, I never meant to do that, I never meant to. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And I'm like, I never meant to do that, I never meant to. We've been back and forth for 60 hours, though we need a rest. You been getting fouled real wild, girl, we need a rep. Just to keep the peace or mediate or even throw a text. It feel like we sinking, babe, we drowning. Gotta catch my breath, I'll call you on the phone. You start talking real crazy, then you hang up in my face. Got me feeling some way, I don't know what to do. So I match your energy, then I go to text you and find out you blocked me. Like, let me know what's up, what's the situation? What's up? She like, I know that you don't hear me from your face expression, but I never meant to do that, I never meant to. Gotta let me know what's up, what's the situation? Got me thinking that I know you, then you switch your faces. First you love me, then it's fuck me with a conversation. And she like, I never meant to do that, I never meant to. Let me know what's up, what's the situation? She like, I love you, but I know we in two different places. Okay, I thought you were the one, but then you treat me basic. And I'm like, I never meant to do that, I never meant to. Whoa, whoa, whoa. She like, I never meant to do that, I never meant to. Whoa, whoa, whoa. night. I never meant to do that. I never meant to.
Black African power was good, was happening, a well-organized lie. Defeats a disorganized truth every time. Woohoo, we, man, y'all already know what it is, man. It's God Killer in the house. Look, and I'm coming to do what I got to do, and I'm going to do what I got to do. I'm standing tall. I'm standing strong. Hey, y'all know what it is, family. Look, man, hey, we just getting ready for the paid conversation. Very, very lovely, sitting at the top, looking at him saying, man, look, man, we always trying to do it right, man. I done sent out the invite. You know, I threw the invite in the Discord. If you're in the Discord, man, go ahead and hit that invite, man, and jump on in, man. Look, we just kicking it back, you know, making sure we keeping the credibility at a high level. Make sure y'all go ahead and support, man, because what we doing it right. All day, every day, making sure that we at the top level, pushing out the information and staying pseudo free. I'm gonna say this again. We staying pseudo free, but they be scared of that word right there. Man, they be scared of that word right there. Nobody wants to be called a pseudo, but half of y'all is willing to push the envelope so you won't be pseudo. Man, let me see what that title say. Knowing just enough to not understand you really don't know. Yeah, I remember being just that. I knew just enough not to know that I really didn't know. Man, boy, that's a wild space to be in. And that's where most of us jump. We jump to that space right there. We dive out of Islam, Christianity, Judaism, Nation of Islam, right? We start to act like we don't really believe. And then we mess it all up. Man, look, man, we're on the Real Black Atheist, man, community of skeptics. And you already know how we do it around here, man. We just getting ready. Posting up. Let me drop the link in there, man. Dela, I see you. Juju, what it do? Cedric, what's good, man? I see everybody in here, man. I see you, Master. What's up? Master running around the rabbit hole with Sanchez. One day we're gonna let you run around. Next week we're gonna let you run all around the rabbit hole, let you bring out all the claims and do all that. I'm not doing that. I don't have the patience for the rabbit hole. I'm not doing it. You're way better than me with that. I'm not gonna be able to do that, man. Nah, I'm not gonna be able to do that. Jody Breeze. You know what it is, man. Keeping it live, man. Keeping it live. So when you find yourself in a situation thinking you know a topic, man, but you just don't know enough to know when you're wrong. That's really what we're talking about. All right. And this is the pain and fear you see in their face when you give them something that could potentially change their paradigm. They fight you vigorously with bad misinformation. This is what we up against. Man, I got something decent from the Discord, man. Let me see. It was a good article. Let me stop. I was about to say something about Mario Beatty. Mario Beatty dove out the window. Oh, man, he dove out the window, boy. I ain't gonna mess with Mario Beatty, man. Get the last remnant of those who love Egypt mad at me. I don't want to do that. I want to keep some Egyptian friends. I do. I want to keep. There was a good article posted in here. It was top notch. I want to give credit to the poster. Always want to do that, man. We take nothing of our own. We only as strong as our weakest link. Simple as that. I'm going to say it again. We are only as strong as our weakest link. So all of your contributions that you make in the Discord is needed. No war is won by itself. No man is a damn island. We not the cult lead over here. No, we not. Okay. Let me see. Paragon. Did I say his name? Come on, man. Paragon. I think that's right. Paragon. He posted a great article, man. It's actually from Harvard, man. And the title of it is So Your Student Believes the Earth is Flat. 10 ways for teachers to address science denial. Because that's exactly what it is, man. I'm not running around here playing with y'all, man. I'm not, listen, man. I'm not going to be able to do it. I cannot play with y'all, man. That's like saying, ain't no highway. And you ride to work every day, but the best thing you can say is ain't no highway. They ain't got no pictures of the highway, them pictures, and every time you show them something, that ain't real. No, you're denying. You are in the stage of denial. You are not the Nile River. You're going against yourself with the truth. Your reality is twisted. I find this to be very interesting. Let me pull this up and go over some of these things. Hey, look, shout out to all the pseudo killers, man. What it do? Shout out to all the real black atheists, the community of skeptics. Shout out. I'm a raw squad up. Shout out to the Magi Archers. And big up to all the pseudos that could potentially change their stance. Beautiful day in front of you, pseudos, because you can actually change your stance. You can actually grow. You can actually learn something. You just got to be willing to learn. Right? Is it dangerous to say the earth is flat? Maybe not, but it leads to other dangerous things. To the flat earther, science is like raid or something, but yet they always want to use the word. In the elevated conversation, I'm not letting nobody use the word science. If you're not adhering to science, then I'm not letting you use it. Doesn't make sense. If you hate cars, then why you keep talking about the car? Why you keep riding the car to work? Oh man, they grew the vaccines in an aborted fetus. No, wasn't aborted fetus, it was the cells. And so they grew the pathogen in a different environment because it weakens the pathogen. On those first and second generation vaccines, it actually weakens the pathogen. The mistake is just because they grew in that environment, then all of a sudden, the pathogen that they was using was actually the aborted baby cell. It wasn't that, right? No, you're not getting that. It's like saying when you grow your food in dirt, you eating dirt. Let me say this again for you. They use the cells of an aborted fetus, which they ain't used in 70 years or so, right? They just took the cells and they reproduced, and they use it for the environment to lessen the blow of the pathogen. They just grew it in that environment, right? Just because they grew a less strand of the pathogen doesn't mean that pathogen automatically became a daggone aborted fetus. Doesn't mean that. No more than just because you grow your fruits and vegetables in the dirt, that the fruits and vegetables become dirt and you eating dirt. This is where the pseudo is stay mad. They just stay mad, I tell you, mad. Shout out to the 50,000 people in the room. I see you, indigenous black man. What it do? Super wavy. What's good? CM. What it do? What it do? What it do? D-Earn. What's good with you, man? Who else we got? Cedric. Pseudo killer. Where you at? New Black World Order. What's going on? Marlon. What's up with you, man? All right. Natty. What's good? Omar Reed, Gary Hart. Yeah. Plus, man, I went live in Discord. Ain't none of y'all show up. What the hell wrong with y'all, man? GB Christmas, man. Man. So, yeah. Misinformation. Is it dangerous to think that the earth is flat? Not the actual thing itself that make it dangerous. It's that line you stepping on. You know, it's that sign that you're following. You know what I'm saying? Like you going, it's the road you on. It's the path. I call it the path of least resistance you're on. The easy, understand it, I got it, I'm a memorizing and spit it back road. I don't have to have sources because I'm greater than the sources. It's the road with the sign with the white boy face on it. And the X across his face, and nothing he say, he just can't be right. Road. Black people that read and write are ignorant. Road. Black people that decide to measure themselves against the world got an X across their face. Road. Those who want to study high-level education road. That road. What's up, Cedric?
Peace to the God killer. Pseudo's running, looking for somewhere to hide. Now the planet is made out of water. It's water. It's a ball of water. How do you do the experiment? You need to do water. You need to do your own experiment with water. You need.
Hey, man, but look, man, I'm going to play that clip too. That was funny, yo. He lost his mind, man. Oh, man.
The brother, he's a Super Bowl champion.
Is he? I don't believe him. I don't know.
Can't take that away from him.
Are you sure? Did you check it? Did you see his name on it?
No, I didn't. But
I don't believe him.
The concussions play a real role too in perception of reality. Because one day he went outside and looked up, and he had an epiphany from looking up. He realized that we're on a ball of water.
Is that what is he saying, yo? What is this experiment? We need that $1,000, man, to split it out and give out the money.
I kept asking him today.
What is this experiment?
He popped up on Chris with the same thing, so I followed a pseudo ass, and I kept asking him. So, what does the water prove? I know what we can do with water. We can drink it. We can bathe in it. We wash our clothes in it. We swim in it. We cook with it. I know the properties of water. How does water prove to you that the earth is flat?
What did he say?
He said you got to do the experiment.
Oh, wow.
And that water will take the shape of any form it's in.
Okay, what that mean though?
The earth is flat. He had an epiphany. So we need to do his same experiment. But for me to do your exact same experiment like you have it in your head, I would need to have the similar concussions now, wouldn't I? To come
Right.
to
Oh,
the
man. Yo, that's when they had them hard football helmets. But they ain't even know about Yeah, he got them kind of helmets, yo. Oh, man, he's out of there, yo. Funny guy.
Nah. And
Yeah, he's a funny guy.
he's making all these claims and based on conjecture and his appeal to emotion. So he really got touched somewhere when he was convinced that the European was lying to him about something. It could have been
Okay.
anything. And he went from engaging in skepticism to flat out contrarianism and just opposing.
Hold on. Flat out. I don't care what y'all say, man. I'm not taking Sanchez and them serious.
There's nothing to take serious on. You want me to tell you what Sanchez is gonna do? He's gonna get so upset with you. He's gonna ask a moderator to mute your mic because you are coming with doctrination of the European scientists. You're coming with all these books and all these facts. But what you ain't coming with is your own experiment. See, you haven't been outside. You haven't been outside and looked up, and you can clearly see that the moon is a satellite because it's emanating light from inside out. You don't know what you're talking about. See here, I got a picture. Look at my picture. I'm gonna do some lookership. You see here this mushroom cloud? But this mushroom cloud is the Big Bang. There is no coherent sentence that this man says. He speaks eloquently and with flavor. It is all smooth, but he says nothing that makes any coherent sense. Nothing. That's an art form, Unc, to be able to speak that long without having a coherent sentence. That's an art form. That's an art form. As soon as you think you got him on this piece of false claim, the one that comes behind it is even more greater. So you don't know which.
Oh, no. I'm not chasing him around. No.
That's not a strategy.
No. Ah, man. Y'all, you familiar with Proba? 1. It's the 20th birthday. Proba 1. I'm going to leave it right there. You look it up, Sanchez. Go look that up. Look it up. Look, man, look. We're going to do it real easy style, man. We're not feeding into it. We're not doing it. We're not playing a game. A picture is worth 1,000 words. For him to win, listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. This is the standard here. For him to win, he has to show us a picture of the flat earth. He has to. That's the only way he can win. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, and we need a picture of filming something. All the rest of that, hoppity, hoopity, we ain't doing it. So if that man got a week, 2 weeks to go find a flat picture, right? Go find me a flat earth picture and then find me a flat earth map. You got 2 weeks to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we're looking for. We're looking for the picture of the flat earth, not the cartoon, the picture. We're not allowing him off the hook, right? We're not answering any of his crazy bad questions. We're not doing none of that. Where is the picture?
Easy. Just a picture.
Simple. I just want a picture. You should at least be able to do what I can do.
Mm-hmm.
I can give you the equation for gravity. It's a law. I can define what a law is. Right? I can bring you the technologies they use to take pictures of the earth and all of other celestial bodies. I can tell you how those celestial bodies form. I can do all that. This man can't tell you how a flat earth is formed. This man not going to bring a daggone picture. This man, his ass It's grass.
Dead man walking.
Dead man walk. I'm not listening to now. I don't want to hear, oh, we see the moon and the earth. Oh,
Well,
Mars is in retrograde.
I'm going to have to cut you off, because you don't understand. It's a flat plane, and it's an infinite flat plane. So we can't see the ending of the flat plane. So that's why your whole idea of curvature is false, because when you put the camera closer, the boat all of a sudden reappears again. And I don't know how far it is to get to the horizon. If the earth was flat, I could have measured the distance from the horizon. I could not. But you see what? The ice wall reflects the light back. So that's why we can't accurately measure the end of the earth. You don't know what you're talking about. I did my own research.
Walking around the circle. You know, say we walking around in the circle. Hey, we gonna pop for the joint.
You guys are hopeless. You're hopeless.
Serious B. Serious B. Listen, man. The only way I lose is he bring a damn picture of the fact. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear nothing. Man. I want to hear it.
Oh man, it's the absolute proof is that starship hitting the firmament and exploding. The firmament explosion from the starship. That's absolute proof. I don't know what else you need. What else do you need?
I want me a picture of
Elon Musk has egg on his face because he absolutely hit the barrier of the firmament. So yeah.
I got a question for you, Serious B.
What's happening?
The firmament. So at the edges of the firmament, is it closer to the edge of the earth? As you move up, is it higher in the middle of the flat earth? How does this firmament work? Like a dome? Because if it's a dome, we should be able to reach out and touch it now, can't you?
Man, let me tell you, man. And you know what? The title of your show is a really good title. You know, the concept of not knowing when you don't know enough to know you're wrong. You know, the whole idea, for example, and one of the biggest problems with the flat earth, that in my opinion, is that it depends on you to throw away so much. Yeah. You have to throw away too much to really actually seriously consider it as a viable model. Give you example. Okay, well, if you're going to throw away gravity, you got to replace it with something, right? Because nothing moves without a force, right, in the universe, right? We know this. Okay, well, we're going to replace gravity with magnetism. Okay, well, you don't know enough about magnetism to know that it would never behave similar to what we see how gravity behaves.
Correct.
Right? Like for example, right? You see that magnetism, magnets attract, right? Okay, you put two magnets together. Okay, well, you know, gravity attracts things, right? But they do so for very different reasons.
Because if you turn their magnets around, they're going to push each other way hella far away.
Yes. Magnetism also has a repulsive force. There is no such repulsive force when it comes to gravity. You have to explain that, right? There is no such repulsive force. Again, for example, and we're not going to go into too much because we got to save a lot of these bullets for the debate, right?
You don't got to save nothing.
Right? Think about he talks about the magnetic field around the earth and how it impacts things. But you don't know enough about the magnetic field to know you're wrong about the magnetic field. You believe the earth is flat. You don't believe that the earth has a molten core. But how did the magnetic field come into existence? It's the dynamo of the moving iron core that generates the magnetosphere. You don't know enough about it to know when you're wrong.
Brandon, conventional
science. Again,
haven't done your
let me cook, Cedric. Let me cook for a minute. Buoyancy, for instance. Okay, well, maybe it's buoyancy that's causing some of these conditions, right? Let's replace it with buoyancy. You don't know enough about buoyancy to know you're wrong. Buoyancy would never pull something down. Buoyancy is an upward force, pushing things up. Right? So, and it has to do with things going to fluid equilibrium on the earth, right? Like, for instance, water, liquid is a fluid, as well as the atmosphere is considered a fluid within fluid dynamics. Again, you don't understand enough about buoyancy to know that you're wrong. And again, we can go on.
Brendan, doesn't the buoyancy formula somewhere in there contain a little g what represents gravity?
Again,
don't say it.
We're
not gonna do it from him.
Right? That's a killer. That's a killer.
That's a don't do it. Take it out your presentation. Take buoyancy out your presentation. Take electromagnetism out your presentation. It's got to go. If you come in there using buoyancy and electromagnetism, he's done. You know how we do it before we take tools away before the debate. That's how we do it around here.
We take all the weapons away.
Weapon. But from the time you say buoyancy, you're confirming and establishing gravity as a fact. It's in the formula, son. The debate's over. If you say buoyancy, I'm going home. I'm wrapping it up. I'm not saying one word. I'm putting the formula on the screen. The debate is over. Don't ever say buoyancy now. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, they're gonna have to make it. Let me do this. Let me pictures worth 1,000 words. Let me take one from the slide. But take one. I'm gonna ease y'all into it real quick, man. Real fast. This is how we doing them around here. We like this. We like to play it like this. Right. Make you redo your whole presentation. So what we see here is DARF. Look at this, the double asteroid redirecting test. They actually did this. Schematic of the DARF mission shows the impact on the moonlit asteroid. That's 65803. Put that in. All right. DD it's a most impact observations from Earth based optical telescope and planetary radar would in turn measure the change in the moonlet's orbit about the parent body. They did this. We're not playing. Right? Look at it. Look. Hey, Brendan. Why not just maybe put a camera on that? Do they have anything they would put a camera on and take a look at? Do we have pictures of any of these things? These celestial bodies? I don't see any flat asteroid. I don't see it. Huh. Yeah. Picture worth 1,000 words. Don't y'all forget that.
See that?
You have to completely ignore
it.
Completely ignore the visible planets that you can see in the sky with a basic telescope that you can buy from Walmart.
But those
completely ignore those.
Those telescopes have a bulge. They have a fish lens. If you look at the telescope, it's round, so it gives you the perception of seeing a round object. Brandon, you don't know what you call yourself serious B. You ain't serious at all. You don't know what you're talking about.
You can't be serious, B. What do you mean?
Listen, man. Listen. So this how the paid conversation gonna go. I'm gonna bring some evidence. He gonna say no, that's not real. I'm gonna bring some science. He gonna say that's not real. I'm gonna show you how the cosmos form. He gonna say that's not real. Everything I say is gonna be some kind of conspiracy. This ain't real. They can't take pictures. They can't do that. It's gonna be all that family, all silly. The whole time he is actually the source of what he's talking about. How arrogant does another human being have to be who ain't never built a spaceship, never took a class in space, disrespect his sisters that actually did the mathematical equations? How arrogant does one have to be to think that observation is science after trashing science your whole career? How arrogant is that human being? He talks crazy about science, but yet will try to act like he got science. How arrogant is that? Nah, man, he can't. Right here, he loses the debate. Yeah. Hey, man, I want to do they got any more of these things flying around with do you think they oh man, he got to get past that, man. American dream, what it do? Yeah, anybody can get it. Flat earthers can get it. Elbows can get it. The Hebrews can get it. The can man, you can get it. Fake Africans can get it. 8 to 80, blind, crippled, crazy. You can get it.
Let me show you something very briefly.
Let me get out of here. What you got? We're gonna beat them up with the screens. Let's beat them up with the screen. Let's beat them up with the picture.
So one of the biggest claims is that he's like, hey, all of those pictures that you guys have of the earth, yeah, those are all photoshopped, right? Those are all photoshopped images.
Let's do the science on that right now.
But
hold on. Go ahead. Do the science on that. So I want to bring this into the debate. Go ahead, do it. Give it to him. We're gonna give it to you. Go ahead.
But in terms of the pictures they will show you, this isn't somehow photoshopped or anything. This is like a real life picture of the earth. Obviously, this is a more accurate non-Photoshop image, right? Any image that they would show you, you can't. Of course, you can't rely on those Photoshop image. You have to rely on this more accurate graphical representation that I'm showing you right now.
Brendan, what is that falling off the edge?
That's not water. Is that ice?
We don't know. We don't have all the answers to that. See, Cedric, we don't have all the answers. What I'm telling you is that the globe is wrong. Don't ask me what's that brown stuff underneath. Don't ask me that. We don't know. We don't know.
Is that the firmament, and why is the firmament underneath? Is that the firmament, Brendan? And why is the firmament underneath? The firmament.
The shoal. What do you call it? The shoal. I don't know.
You know what?
Y'all tripping.
Brendan, you said it before, and we're laughing, right? Because people don't realize the implications of the statements that they're making. You're overturning the foundation of reality. These are laws and principles by which we understand the natural world. If you assume the earth is flat, we would all be rolling to the center of this flat earth. There would be no forces stopping us. We would not be able to move away from the center. There would be the force that would be required would simply be too much, because you recognize electromagnetism. How do you get away on a flat earth? These things, these claims are uprooting and undermining reality, and it just makes no sense. We talk about GPS, global positioning satellites. What does globe means? How can you talk about a flat earth when our model gives us predictions? Flat earth, you do not have a model. Without a model, we're not having a discussion, and definitely not a scientific one. And any post hoc rationalization, shoehorn explanation of what you see isn't valid. We could do that with anything. What is your predictions? And without them, your arguments and your claims are just that. Claims, nothing more.
Man, I think y'all missed it, man. I'm going to show y'all the spaceship that actually crashed into the earth and made it flat. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I need to do. I'm going to show that.
Powerful information. That's powerful
information, ladies and gentlemen.
That's some powerful.
We got super wavy in this bitch. Yeah. He get a little extended rock. Yeah. Super wavy in here, yo.
I don't know what to think about wavy. I've seen some of the comments on other channels. We might have to put I don't know.
Get a file.
I don't know if we need a file on him or not. I don't know.
I need a file. I got my alkaline water. I got my sea moss.
No,
man, I got my
you definitely need a file. You definitely need a file in that case.
Give him a file, ladies and gentlemen. Super wavy.
Listen, folks. Don't forget, next year the Pseudo Killers is coming out with our own brand of water.
Oh,
I always say,
man.
if you ever had sea moss, that's an automatic red flag.
Listen,
Oh, yeah, that's a real.
If you ever had sea moss in your life,
sun infused dehydrated water. Pseudo Killers is bringing it out on the market
Hold on.
next year. But sea moss is just a drink that is sold in the supermarket.
You ain't drinking
no,
that.
Cedric, I'm not buying it.
No,
I'm
Cedric,
not
we're
buying
not
it.
doing
If you're
it.
African American and you're drinking sea moss,
bro.
That's I gotta jot that down.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that.
Yeah, like you see, the whole thing is that is a product sold in the supermarket as just a drink, like next to Ensure, next to a Lucasade. There's nothing spooky about it in the Caribbean. Like it's just a.
They say it tastes good. It's not gonna cure anything, right?
It's a drink. Like you buy it like a malt. Like we have like Vita malts and these type of beverages. It's just a beverage. You can buy it in any supermarket. It's bottled like a wholesale product. There's nothing spooky about sea moss. It's just a drink.
Oh man.
What up, Aunt? Peace.
What's
Aunt.
up, man?
Man,
What's up, man?
but just sitting back. What up, Brendan? How y'all been, man?
Peace.
Waiting on this debate. Just want to see you body this dude. You know, I want to see them answer that one question you asked. Why is everything else ovular and the Earth the only one flat?
Yeah, you gotta answer that, yo. For me, I'm not gonna take you serious if you don't come up with a good quality answer, yo. Or at least some cartoons to back it up. You gotta have some good cartoons. I might give him a pass on that one. Need the cartoon pictures.
Yeah, and how did people like Clayton Holmes get such a voice on some of these channels?
I mean, look, everybody got deserve to talk. You know what I mean, yo. I ain't hating on that.
Yeah, the link is right there. Right? The link is right there, you know. Is anybody can jump? It's sort of like the sun to the flat earthers. The sun isn't 93 million miles away, Sabio.
It's not his next door.
It's right there. Look
it's right
outside.
there.
It's right there.
We can touch it, Brendan, if we really wanted to.
It's not. Look at it. It's right there.
It's also a vortex, right? It's also a portal,
Ladies and
right?
gentlemen, we have found it. We have found the object that actually crashed into the sun. We have found it. We got it. Do y'all see that object right there? That crashed into the sun. That's what crashed into the sun. Do y'all get it? Do y'all see it? Y'all see the thing under the bottom? That's the planet. The ship hit it. It was going interballistic galactic speed, ladies and gentlemen.
And it made the planet flat, huh?
Yes. It was intergalactic speed flying through the air, and the air brakes failed. And it slowed up by smashing the Earth in half. That's what happened, ladies and gentlemen. We finally got the pictures. To hell with NASA. NASA is trying to kill you. But this is the ship driven by our ancestors. They just got a little heavy on the gas. They drank some of that space sea moss and got drunk. And they meant to make the turn, and they hit the air brakes and hit the Earth and made it flat. Man, that space moss was banging, likened it to Thunderbird, ladies and gentlemen. With all the minerals, we drunk too much and hit the air brakes, and it didn't stop. We found why the Earth is flat. Now,
we figured it out. Seriously.
So you saying our ancestors? You know they say niggas got the heavy foot, right?
C-Moss Hennessy.
So our ancestors always had a heavy foot even back then, huh?
Had that heavy C-Moss foot, yo.
C-Moss and Hennessy. You know what? That's probably a thing. That's probably a thing. No, knowing African Americans, that's probably a thing.
Trying to tell y'all, man.
Sea moss
Oh,
and heavy sea and the heavy foot.
The heavy foot.
Man.
Oh man, yeah. He gotta stop driving them spaceships that fast around, around the planet, man.
Is that the same spaceship that young Pseudo showed on the walls of Kemet?
Oh yeah, he pulled one too. He did the same. He had the same type of heart. I hope. Hey, man. Young Pseudo had heart. I don't think Sanchez gonna have that type of heart to bring something in there like that.
Ignorance.
I don't know.
The arrogance of ignorance.
I've heard some. I've heard some outlandish claims, and he said, you are going to bring regurgitated information from the scientific community. How dare you? How dare you align yourself with scientific information? I'm going to bring information that this is my research, my information. He's going to bring his own.
Yes.
So
Brandon.
yeah, I don't see how you can win this debate, man. I don't see how.
Win this debate.
I'm not going to win it.
Regurgitated scientific information. Why would you ever use that?
Empirical anecdotal conjecture, made it up, pseudo claims galore versus you regurgitating what the European said, the white man's science, and you didn't go outside. You didn't do no experiments. You didn't walk and look up in the night sky like the ancestors did, because the Dogon saw Sirius B. Isn't that right, Sirius B?
Yo, said you got to understand, bro, that water is going to take the shape of anything that you put it in. That's how you know the Earth is flat.
That's some crazy ass shit right there.
You need to do the experiment. The experiment is water. Bring water and tell me what your experiment says. Because if your experiment
water,
then you don't know what gravity is, and water proves the Earth is flat. Because water is the experiment. What?
I want him to explain that, yo.
Water.
He needs to explain that, man.
Because my brother can't understand that if you get a single drop of water, as small as possible, it's going to form a sphere. Now, if you take 2 drops of water and put them together, they're going to form a slightly bigger sphere. If you continue to do that, all water is going to form in a sphere. But he doesn't understand that a big body of water is a collection of water molecules that behave all in that spherical form. He simply doesn't understand the magnetic or the polarities and how the electrons affect the atoms. He doesn't understand that it will form a circle regardless, a sphere regardless. He says,
we know what it is to make circles. We know we're gonna talk about it. We know. I swear we know. Okay, I think we found the thing.
So why don't all the water just fly off the Earth if it's globe and we moving so fast?
I don't know, yo.
That's a great question. Yo. Why don't a lot of things just fly off of the Earth?
Why you don't fly off with the water?
System in its central.
Here's another one for you, Sabio. That may be a little bit even more interesting. If electromagnetism is what's causing everything to be attracted to the Earth, right? It's not gravity, of course. So throw gravity out. Forget gravity, right? It's the magnetism that's causing this, right? So you ever dealt with a piece of rubber, right? A piece of rubber is an insulator, right? DQ, right? So if you follow me a little bit here, Culture Virtual, right? Rubber is an insulator, correct? Right? It shields things from electromagnetic fields, right? So if this is true, right, and rubber it resists, right, electromagnetism, which we know, why doesn't rubber just float off of the Earth, right? Why would it be impacted? Why do you, when you drop a tire off of your car, Why does it fall to the earth?
Because it's heavier than air.
It's
So the bird flying,
Right.
bird flying, and
There
the
is-
plane flying
there-
somehow didn't know that they were heavier than air. So things
rubber
fall
is an insulator.
because
It's not impacted by electromagnetism to the extent of as other things would be, right?
No,
Why does it fall to the earth?
because it is heavier than air. The rubber is heavier than air. So
Again,
now
you can't.
when
Hey,
you
stop with
use-
that buoyancy. What I told you about buoyancy.
We ain't using buoyancy with the G.
See?
But
See?
Brendan,
We're
I
not
told you,
using buoyancy with the G.
why does an apple fall but a bird that is heavier than air?
What's the other one, yo? Buoyancy. What's the other one? What's the other one? Serious B. Electromagnetism. Ain't another one that you.
That's it. Those are the two
man.
prevailing. Those are the two
Buoyancy.
prevailing
Yeah, we not gonna
explanations.
fuck- yeah, we ain't doing
And it
that.
depends on who you're talking to. A combination between buoyancy and density, because you know,
Yeah, buoyancy.
density is related to buoyancy because it's in the equation, right?
And
So,
then
so it's a
they come-
combination of those two and electromagnetism.
So the buoyancy,
Those are
So
That
remember,
electromagnetic crap.
when you full a balloon,
buoyancy. The density is in the equation of what?
it's in the equation. So let's break it down. Let's break it down just a little bit. So you got the
you got one to
buoyancy.
put up on the screen.
We can, yeah.
Put
You
it on
wanna
the
put it up?
screen.
Let's see
I
if
don't
can
got.
find
We're gonna make it the first. That's the first slot, ladies and gentlemen. The
let's-
first slot,
we don't have to do that. We don't have to do that.
ladies and gentlemen.
Or
the
do
first slot.
you want to do that? It's
Yeah,
up
we
to
want to
you.
do the first slide. We want to give them the answer to the first slide.
No, let's not do that.
Why not? You can't get around it. If you
Nah,
can
you
get
can't get
around
around
it, we can get around it. You can't get
I
around
get
it.
around it, Brendan.
You can't get around it, Brendan.
He
Brendan,
says-
you know you
let's
just can't
look
get
at
around
this.
none of the conversation. I can put
Let's-
my whole
let
thing
him-
up here right
let's
now,
let him-
Brendan.
Let's let him cook on this then. Okay,
Let him
let's
cook.
let him cook on this particular question.
Go ahead.
Hold on, let's see if I can pull this up.
That's like saying, I already know you're not going to give me something to show how human beings dove out the sun. So no matter what I put up there, you're never going to be able to make that up. So when we ask the question, where do humans come from, if not Africa, by way of biological human evolution, what do you say? They automatically run to some wild religion, but they the ones claiming not to be. There's no getting around certain topics. You're not going to do it. You're not going to overthrow. You're not going to overthrow the size and shape of the earth. You can do it. You can only get to people who don't know.
Yep.
So this conversation, this debate is going to be based off of the level of understanding. How well do you understand basic scientific concepts? How afraid are you of white people? So if you think the earth is flat, then you're clearly afraid of white people. Must be secretly because it's the white people that you talk about that you really hate that actually made this whole thing up in the 1800s. The thing don't get popular, like I said, until quote unquote, there goes the slide, there they go. Hold on. There go. Get around it.
This is the source of a
first slide,
lot of
Sanchez, get past that.
confusion. This is the source of a lot of flat earth foolery and confusion here.
Boy.
So when we talk about buoyancy, of course, this is buoyancy in accordance to the Archimedes principle. Like we don't want to scare off anybody with equations, so we won't get into the heavy math of it. But essentially, let's say this in layman's terms, what we call the buoyant force, which is an upward force, which is FB, you see on the left. Essentially, that's a force. There's a magnitude of that force, and it's directional. That force is upwards, away from the earth. And what this equation is telling you is that the magnitude of that buoyant force is equal to, right, the density of the fluid, right? The fluid could be either water, the fluid could be the atmosphere. Again, like I mentioned earlier, both a liquid and a gas can act as a fluid. So the magnitude of the buoyant force is equal to P, the fluid's density, times G, that's the gravitational acceleration due to gravity. Or remember that little G? Remember that little G? Right? Times V, right? Which is the fluid, the volume of the fluid that was displaced by the object that you submerged in the water or the fluid, right? I'll give you an example of this, a very simple example. You take a
Page
beach ball.
329,
Right.
physics book.
Yep, exactly. So take a look at the Archimedes principle. It says any fluid applies a buoyant force to an object that is partially or completely immersed in it. The magnitude of the buoyant force equals the weight of the fluid that the object displaces. I'll give you an example. Take a beach ball, right? Blow it up with air. You submerge it in a swimming pool. Everybody knows that you feel a buoyant force, that there's a force that's pushing that beach ball back up to the surface of the water, right?
Yep.
Right? That's that upward force, the buoyant force, right? There's a magnitude to that force. The magnitude of that force is equal to the total weight of the water that was displaced by the beach ball. You can test this if you take the beach ball out of the water, fill the beach ball up with water, right? And then put it on a scale, right? Because that is the total amount of water that was displaced by that beach ball.
Yep.
So the weight of that beach ball that's filled with water, that's the actual magnitude of the buoyant force.
Yep.
Right? What this is telling you is that the water or the fluid is trying to reach a state of equilibrium. Right? That beach ball pushed water out away in the pool. Right? That fluid is actually trying to get itself back to that original state of equilibrium, and that buoyant force is the force that you feel when that action happens.
Yes. Pushing the ball up.
Yeah. And it has a lot of applications, right? Like for instance, you could actually test the purity of metals using the buoyant force, right? We use it in chemistry a lot, you know, and in engineering as well, right? And this particular equation tells you why you could take a super tanker that weighs tons and it'll float, but if you take a penny and drop it in the ocean, it'll sink to the bottom.
Yep. Go figure that, folks.
Yeah, it won't get past that first slide.
Don't use buoyancy. Don't use buoyancy.
In the middle
Don't
there,
use buoyancy.
the acceleration.
We're now taking buoyancy off the table. What else we taking off the table?
The same thing that happens with the beach ball example. The same thing, the same principle applies to a balloon filled with helium.
Yes.
Right? The same principle applies, but this is in reverse almost. Think about it. The weight, the buoyant force, right, that's applied on the balloon filled with helium is less than the magnitude that's on the right side of the equation. So that's why it's actually resisting the force of gravity.
Yes. That's the same principle with a hot air balloon.
Yes, exactly.
Same
principle.
You increase the volume, and now you get an upward force because that propulsion overcomes the weak force of gravity.
The weaker force. Right. Yes. In this instance. That's it. That's the buoyant force.
Yes,
and
Archimedes,
and you can congratulate Archimedes for figuring that piece
Archimedes has defeated the flat earthers once again.
So are you saying, Brendan, that this is nothing esoteric? This is something that you would have to learn. There's nothing esoteric.
You can test this. You can test this in your kitchen.
Yep.
Right.
You can test this in your kitchen. Get a glass of water. Get a small ball from your from your kid, right?
So you would have to
fill the glass of water up to the rim, right? Submerge that ball in the water. You're gonna get some water that's gonna spill out of that glass. Take all of the water that spilled out of the glass, put it in another container and weigh it. That's the magnitude of the buoyant force.
No special school to learn this.
No, well, yeah, it's called probably the 8th grade.
Yeah.
It's a special learning institute called middle school. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Hey, let me do. Brendan always do that shit, man. Look. complicate the shit, get all y'all, he hit y'all with the college level. Look, we're gonna do this. Look, here you go. Here, it's right here. Here you go.
There it is.
Can't get past Wikipedia, sir. Here you go. See, there's experiment right there. Look, the forces at work. Buoyancy.
There you go.
The object floats at rest because the upward force of buoyancy is equal to the downward force of gravity. There you go. See, that's how I bring it. I know how he bring it. That's what I'm doing. I'm not doing all that. Look, it's over with. Game over. Don't use it. Don't use it.
What do you mean? That's what I said, huh?
Yeah, that's what Brendan said. The principle behind the hot air balloon physics is to use.
I have a tendency to take the long way around the barn, as you know.
So by using the hot air balloon,
no, you actually
buoyancy, which generates lift. So again, you're going to create buoyancy by expanding the volume of the air, which is in the balloon. Now you have more volume. You got the displacement factor again. You create buoyancy. You get a hot air balloon lifting. Simple principles. We understand these things, so don't come with it. It's dead in the water.
Mm-mm. Well, I don't know how.
Yeah. So listen.
I see No Saints put something in there. He said if it displaces 1 gallon of water, it will push approximate 8 pounds of force. Right? How much does a gallon of water weigh?
About 8 pounds.
8 pounds?
Yes.
You are correct, sir. You are correct.
So well, Brendan went into detail. And of course, Cedric, right? They went to those details. I just went into it very, very simple, right? Because we're actually dealing with 6th and 7th grade science. I gotta be able to explain. I gotta do it like that, right? Is y'all not gonna get it, right? And it took years for me to actually get it. I worked on it. So Brendan and them, they coming from a college level, and that's where they supposed to be at. But I understand if you think the earth is flat, I gotta make it real simple. I gotta take the tools away. I can't allow him to come in there and use that on me. Right, that's off the table now. I'm not. You can't say. Don't say it. Don't say the word science. Don't you murmur that word, because then I'm gonna make you adhere to science. Okay, that word's gone. Buoyancy's gone. What else is gone? The flat earth is gone. Can't say flat earth in there. Don't say it.
Don't talk about the magnetic field around the earth.
Don't say it. Gotta slide.
You're gonna have to tell us where it come from.
Right.
Don't mention it. Just tell us. If you mention it, you're gonna have to tell us where it come from, because the magnetic field that you're talking about isn't the magnetic field that we're talking about.
Don't mention gravity. Don't mention spinning. None of that.
Nah, don't floating. Look, floating. Now you got objects floating.
A flat object floating. How?
Floating through the cosmos. He's
That's
talking about a rogue planet.
Don't mention spinning either.
Don't mention spinning. And we want to know where that water went. How the water get back on there, ladies and gentlemen? If the water, you seen the model he showed, right? That water is falling off of it.
Boy, that's that ice wall. That's that
ice wall leaking. Is the ice wall leaking?
It got
somebody to patch that ice wall up. Hey, we're calling mechanics that can patch the ice wall. We're losing water.
Well, does he believe in the infinite plane, or does he believe in the ice wall? Or is the ice wall on the infinite plane?
There's an ice wall on the infinite plane, Brendan. That's why we can never actually get to the edge of it. So it's an infinite plane, but it must be surrounded by ice because we got winter. And if you don't have an ice wall, you can't have winter. And if you don't have the
how you gonna have a spring on a flat earth?
You can't have Game of Thrones.
Hey, where you at? Where you at, DQ? I ain't heard you in a minute, man. What's good, bro?
Man, what's good, King? You doing all right?
I'm good, man. Good to see you. Always a pleasure to see you in the building, bro.
Man, you already know, dog. I was actually on Chris Harris' show this morning when that nigga was talking that craziness, boy. I hopped on. He went off on me. He started cussing me out, calling me a ignorant nigga because I didn't believe the earth was a spherical ball of water. Like, he was bugging out, bro.
I
But
tried to help you, my brother, but you saw he was freaking out. He wouldn't let anybody talk.
You're nobody. If Chris Harris hasn't cussed you out, you're nobody. You haven't been on this show. He cusses everybody out on this show, so it's fine.
Not Chris. Not Chris.
No,
no,
not Chris.
it wasn't Chris. It
It
wasn't
was-
Chris.
It was Clayton.
Okay, another guy.
Clayton.
It was Clayton.
Okay. Well, my apologies to Chris then.
I apologize to no damn Chris.
Clayton cussed you out. So
Yeah, Chris is spooky too.
Yeah,
Hey,
Chris
Chris
Pseudo
spooky.
too.
Hey, Chris is spooky, but he was big enough to pseudo killers. Real talk.
Okay, that's what's up. Yeah.
Well, I ain't bigging him up.
We had a good conversation. We had a good conversation though with him over there a while back.
And I
Shout out to Chris. I'm not bigging you up.
I got to say, and let me go in on Cliff.
He wants to slide his spirituality in there. We talk about.
I ain't giving no passes.
Let's be clear. We talked about we were having a back and forth, not to get off the flat earth topic. Again, we're not letting y'all run. Y'all stay right there. All flat earthers don't move. Right?
Don't move.
Talk about this. We had the conversation and we were talking about God of the Gaps. We were talking about God of the Gaps arguments. It was I think it was Lex Vortex and Chris Harris. And what they mentioned, it was like, no one said anything about a God. We're saying that at the limits of the human understanding in terms of science, we're saying spirituality can have answers. But let's be clear, when we say God of the Gaps, right, we're not confining ourselves to God, right? We're talking about religion, we're talking about spirituality, and everything in between when we say God of the Gaps, right? No, anything outside of empirical evidence, right? Anything outside of methodological naturalism. And we had a conversation about that. And I'm glad, Cedric, that you put me on to that philosophical view regarding science, right? Because I like it better than and now that we're on the Real Black Atheists, I like that approach a little bit better than the pure naturalist approach to science, where the pure naturalist approach to science makes the assertion that there is no God.
Yes.
As opposed to the methodological naturalist says that no, we don't consider either a God, the existence or the non-existence of God in the philosophical approach to science.
Exactly.
Right. So it takes a more agnostic approach, which I think is a bit more balanced in that regard.
Once the tenets of science deals with observable natural phenomena, and science stands on the foundation of explaining these phenomena. That's why we deal with evidence and less about proof. Now we can use mathematical proof in establishing our evidence, but in the realm of science, we mostly concerned with evidence. Why? Because it's about explaining the phenomena that is observed and that causes, that provides the cause and effect that we see, right? So
exactly, yep.
When you now take a philosophical approach that there is only but naturalism, there is no way to test that claim. That's an unfalsifiable claim in of itself, because there is no way to test the supernatural. So even on a philosophical plane, to claim you're a fundamental naturalist and that there is nothing else defies the methodological naturalism principles. Why? Because we only can speak of what we can quantify. You have to have empirical data to make any assumption which you then seek to verify. So outside, so you have the conceptual ideas and you have factual ideas. Factual ideas we can substantiate based on empiricalism. So to make the claim, even as a naturalist, that there is only naturalism defies the method. It's unfalsifiable, and we cannot apply unfalsifiable claims within the realm of science.
Sonny, what's up?
Peace. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? How you been? Long time no hear from.
Yeah, we in the game. We still right here. What's up with you?
Nothing. I just been in the back listening for the last week or week and a half.
Okay.
About this new flat earth thing y'all been going through with it. That's just about it. Doing my stock thing, you know.
Okay.
Just on
All
So I
right.
can say it out here on the Dagger Squad.
All right. Okay.
You said the stocks. You've been checking out the stock.
Yeah, I'm a day trader full time.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. Yay to my Microsoft. Microsoft
Yeah, you see how
it's been kicking
Microsoft is
some.
running right now.
Yeah, I know.
It's really running because of that whole AI movement right now.
Yeah, everybody
Everything
loves
that has
Chat
an AI
GPT. Everybody was
everything
on
that
the
has
Chat
AI in
GPT.
it is going to be running right now. But
Yeah.
we got rate hikes tomorrow where we got they're going to add another 25 basis points on for our interest. I mean, on the national interest rate, and it's going to end up being where it's going to go back down. So you have a inflation part, and then you have a deflation part, and the market does it up and down all the time. But right now, it's the inflation part, and it's based on basically a bluff because everybody thinks that the market is going to pause, but in reality, it's not like that. Nobody knows. Nobody has a crystal ball, you know.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
So
in terms of a lot of that, I would say, what I'm seeing, with the banks being under pressure, right? I would always say, okay, now it's more important than ever. Not that it's not always important, but now more so than ever is guarding your credit, right? Because I think we're gonna see is credit tightening across the board as well, with the banks being under pressure. So everybody watch your credit, make sure that that's clean. You're good there because I'm quite sure we're going to see some tightening there.
right.
Yeah, they already said in Jerome Powell's one of his speeches, he said that's one of the main things that he's focusing on. So tomorrow, when they have the hearing, that's one of the things they're expected to hear as far as the tightening. So if they start mentioning that, you're gonna start seeing like the market go down. If you start seeing the S&P go down, it's gonna be based on that.
Man, yeah. So
don't bleed pseudoisms into the stock world.
Right. Stupid. So
don't do it.
I wanted
the Flat Earth Research Facility is got an IPO out.
I wanted to ask y'all something because there's this
man. You skip Stu Peas, man. You
cannot. My fault.
Can't skip.
Stu
Peas defeats the experts.
No, big up. No, big up. Because I'm still researching that genetic thing, that 88%. But if I don't know nothing, I shut up my mouth. But this is what I have to say about the flat earthers.
You didn't shut your mouth. You argued for half a shout.
No, I didn't. I shut up very soon afterwards. I shut up and I didn't say anything else. Right? You don't say.
Right? Made the show good. H2Ps, don't listen to me, man. Hey, you do your thing, yo.
No. This is
I argue with people for years, wrong as shit. People just don't know how to find the videos. I do. One day.
No, all right. This is what I'm saying.
I can go back 20 years and show you I was bananas. White people come from over here, and there's a different thing out the water. Go ahead, those 2 Ps.
This is what I'm saying. The flat earthers say it's an infinite plane, right?
I don't know.
And they also say it is a dome.
What do you mean?
I
don't know. What did that mean? I wonder what that meant. I never understood it.
Yeah, but this is what. Can an infinite plane occupy a dome? It cannot. An infinite plane cannot occupy a dome.
It is mythological, stupids.
No. But think about it. You have a cup, and in it you're saying that you have something infinite in that cup. Look, it does not work out logically.
Please, we see the horizon, right? But every time we try to reach it, it keep moving away. So that's the infinite. Every time you try to reach the dome, it moves away, stupid. So please, you have to have the right mindset for this. Your logical
alkaline water. Alkaline water.
Hey, Stu, that's a pretty good question because infinite's pretty big, right?
So infinite is everything.
Infinite got the alkaline water.
Infinity cannot be contained.
Hold on, Stu Peas. alkaline water from your local full market. That's how you know you got burnt. You was paying $50 for the alkaline water, had the machine, and your man was coming through the neighborhood, and he was be filling up the things for you, yo. Go get them. Go get your money back. They sell it in the full market. Alkaline water.
Water. Why is it water? It's because water works like a buffer. It takes very high concentration of acid or of low, which is OH minus versus H plus, to move the pH of water from between 6.8 to 7.3. At the point that you put so much acid in it that the pH goes lower than 5, than 6, it is no longer water. If the pH moves up above 8 and going into 9 and 10, it's no longer water, because the amount of low OH minus versus H plus that you would have to put in, it would no longer be water. This thing called alkaline water is bullshit.
You get it in the food market, yo. What I'm trying to tell you, yo.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
So let me show y'all this real quick. Let me see.
That thing irks me to my bone. I understand the marketing strategy and I understand the colloquial meaning behind it. But all food is organic. Organic means carbon-based. You can't eat silica-based food. That doesn't exist. Human beings, everything we eat is carbon-based. It's all organic. Oh, those are my pet peeves. Bombs.
Well, I just want to say, the spirits be with you. I gotta go, y'all.
All right, man. Please, I need you at one point to explain to me, Culture Vulture, what's the difference between religion and spirituality?
Nothing.
And people they always say this is vastly different. This is not the same thing. What do you mean religion? I practice spiritual. What's the difference? Very curious. Not right now, but I need somebody to explain what's the difference.
Same thing, Brendan. It's wordplay. It's spookism. It's spookism. Because what we consider religion is church, pastor, and the book. So you take away the book and you put some crystals and you go on your knees and you pray to the ancestors. That makes it spiritual. It's the same thing.
I can't listen to you, Cedric. You are you are too dogmatic in your approach. I need somebody.
Scientism. Here you go. We're gonna come to the source.
I'll holler at y'all in a minute. Peace.
All right, man.
Peace.
New science right here. New science. It's a pseudoscience is a catch-all term encompassing topics that blur the line between legitimate and unfounded knowledge. Everything from UFOs to Celtic myths. You can put Christian myths in there, and we can talk about that. Legends, right? Psychic readings, star signs, astrology. Look, astrology and more. All right, so let's do this though. Let me show you where the rubber actually meets the road. Go ahead into Barnes and Nobles, right? Go to the mythology section. You're gonna see Greek myths, Roman myths, Egyptian myths. Go to the religion section. You're gonna see Islam, Christianity, Judaism. Anybody does a basic research know that these things can coalesce back and forth. God, you know what I'm saying? The myth, the walking on water, all kind of stuff. So why is it that there's a concerted effort in stores and categories, watch this, to put Islam, Christianity in the religious section, but the Greek and Roman and Egyptian and the African thing, right, in the mythology section? It's the same thing, isn't it? What's the game here? I noticed that early on. That's very, very funny. Now go to the science section. They make no mistake about it. They put science in that. Then go to the new age section. Then they put all those pseudo books in the new age section. It's right there. But why is it that they separate mythology, right? Greek, Roman myths that predate Islam, Christianity, and Judaism. And we've always had conversations on things that we can tell it came from that, right? What's going on with that? Let's have a little thing about it. Let's have a conversation about that, because that answers your question though, Brendan.
Yeah, that's a good question though. For me, it was always, what's the difference between it? Because everybody keep beating me over the head with this spirituality.
They can't.
And I when I say religion, that's what I mean, spirituality.
I ain't biting it. You know, I want to read something from USA Today.
Am I wrong? Am I crazy? What's up, Logic? Am I losing my mind?
Then you, like me,
Brendan. You got to let Logic in. Say it, let Logic go. Logic.
We still looking for them kids. We still looking for them kids at the slaughterhouse. Logic, no. Oh man.
Go ahead, Cedric.
We still looking for them retainer sacrifices, them Asiatic kids.
I just want to refer to something that we were hearing about yesterday. So this lady was on Sarnetta when Aunt came on, and she was talking all whacked up. Listen to what pseudoisms does to people. What is raw water trend? It could kill you, health experts say. This is from USA Today. Unfiltered, untreated water from natural spring might sound like an elixir, but health experts warn that drinking so-called raw water could end with a trip to the doctor or worse. Raw water or unsterilized water bottled directly from natural spring is becoming a sought-after item in California and parts of the USA, according to New York Times. The water, which can sell for around $40 for a 2.5-gallon glass jug, is often free of any water filtration processes that some raw water advocates argue strips natural water of probiotics. While raw water might have or beneficial bacteria, it also contains a lot of disease-causing organisms at the same time, according to Utman K. Saha, program coordinator at the Agricultural and Environmental Service Lab of the University of Georgia Extension. I would say the risk is more than the potential benefits of drinking the water, he said. You don't know whether the water contains a disease-carrying organisms or not. And at the same time, it's true for probiotics. We don't know if they are there unless the water is tested. So you're drinking untreated, untested water based on the principle of going natural, and you're killing yourself and your family. This is the danger of pseudo information. This is the danger of pseudoscience.
I don't know about where you live, Cedric, but over here in the U.S. or in most states, if you ever own a home and then you got people that come around, the neighborhoods that sell those water filtration systems that you use to augment your water systems at your house, right? You get the salesmen, they come in and they start telling you how great this water filtration system. Yeah, this is going to soften the water. It's going to do this. It's going to be such clean water. It's it tastes great. But one thing that they will never tell you, which is interesting, is that they will never tell you that there's something wrong with your tap water.
Nope.
You know why? Right? In most states, there's a law against that.
Brendan,
right? Do you know why they can't? They will never say that there's something wrong with your tap water when they're making their sales pitch. The reason why is that there is nothing wrong with your tap water. The water that you get out of your tap is just fine.
Exactly.
There's no problem with it.
Locally, I set up the latest legislation with regards to water quality. So we know there's an internal and external monitoring program. The water is tested daily. The tanks are tested daily. They are treated with chlorine because chlorine is a natural antibacterial. It breaks the shell of the bacteria, which causes it to die, right? And water is tested and treated to ensure water quality, right? And that is internationally. Now, based on pseudoisms, things like natural and natural science and natural, these falsely applied terms, people are resorting to drinking water straight out of a natural spring, not knowing not knowing what contaminants are in there, claiming to have probiotic benefits without the water being tested for said probiotic benefits. This is the danger of pseudoscience. This is the danger. You can kill your family drinking that water, and you're going to give it to your baby under the assumption that this is going to provide her with probiotics, when you can go and buy a jar of your Kult for 50 cents and get all the probiotics you need. What sense does that make? Why would you take that uneducated, unhealthy risk?
So, man, y'all know what it is, man. I'm about to slide over to the House of Consciousness, man. Going over there. Great kick up a show. Hope y'all
What's
can
up,
join
Logic?
me. Couldn't you can hear you now, Logic? Shit.
Oh man, that's what's up.
What's good?
I didn't realize something was up with my internet. That's why I came back in. But what's up, man? I was just saying what's happening, man. You know, I ain't really trying to stir up the pot too hard. Not too hard.
Stir it up. Chill.
Stir that motherfucker up.
Stir that up, man.
Man, I saw you on the banks of the Mediterranean the other day. I saw you.
Oh boy,
man, that Mediterranean topic kind of deep though. That ain't my fault that it's deep. But it's deep.
The pseudo killer outpost is still active at the brinks of the Mediterranean. We haven't torn it down. We got an outpost on lookout.
Well, you know what? Actually, I mean, Unc got on there. And he cleared it up. He cleared it up more than anybody, didn't he?
We still have that observatory.
It was on.
We still have our Mediterranean outpost observatory.
Man, all I really wanted to get at, man. You know, I kind of am guilty of trying to get up to trying to kind of front line some of the battles that I want to fight. But I kind of understand, you know, that I have to be a part of that too. So I mean, there's some weird element, right? Like I feel like we taking the scientific route through the weeds, but we know the whole time this is all about, you know, fighting the white man. I mean, we can sum it all up with, you know, he just don't want to trust the government. Like there's nothing he can gain.
White man that got your internet, yo. Can't hear you, yo. Brendan.
Yeah. I think it was an interesting sort of exchange. It was an interesting exchange the other day. I
don't know what they talking about, man.
What I really enjoyed was the conversation about the cultural exchange and the trade. Right. I don't think we actually got to the heart of that. And I think that's a place where there's some fertile ground for conversation. What items were traded between the Mediterranean cultures that made it, you know, what it was? And I really think we left some open questions there. At least for me, it was. But you know, those are places where we can have discussions.
That's real.
Yeah,
that's real. We ain't answer that question. How come Barnes and Nobles put Islam, Christianity, and Judaism in the religious section, and put the Greek and Roman and Egyptians in the mythology section? Maybe we'll pick that up over there in the House of Consciousness, Black News 102, man. Look,
That's
man.
it.
Hey, y'all got to go ahead and hit the link. Hit the damn link for the debate, man. They talking crazy. They saying my people ain't supporting. I don't believe that. Pseudo's the one don't really got no money. They got ball.
Oh man! But a pseudo will spin his. Pseudo will spin his last.
He He said I took my father's credit card and charged the thing. I had to see it. We were like, what?
Oh man.
Man, do not take your father's credit card, yo, and get some money. Man.
Yeah, man. Y'all go and grab your tickets to that debate. Don't miss out on this. I think it's gonna be I know it's gonna be an outstanding conversation between the brothers.
Yeah,
so,
it's gonna be.
Yeah, you guys go ahead and do that. You gotta support that.
Yeah, it's gonna be funny. I'm gonna have some fun. I'm being there dead serious.
Big conversation. It's not a debate.
There's certain words you're not gonna be able to say though. Some things you just can't say around me. You might can say it around everybody else for your whole life, but then we're in the middle of this conversation and you're a walking contradiction. I'm not doing it. No, sir. Don't say nothing about the FDA. Don't say nothing about the trying to kill us. Don't say nothing about that. We had Mike jumped on talk reckless the other day. Old Mike. Yeah. Mike talk reckless about the vaccines and all that. Got a whole refrigerator full of FDA. Crazy to me, man. I never understand that. I mean, I never understand. Like, I never understand that. If you can't do something about it, just shut the hell up about it. You know, don't trick me. You
right. If the FDA is an insidious organization, what makes you think they're not insidious when they certify your milk? You know, if they're an insidious cabal, what makes you it's out to kill you?
Hey, Billy. Billy, don't touch that milk. Billy, do not poison the milk. Let them have the milk, Billy. Let them have it. Do not put that stuff. Put it in the vaccine. Do not go to the black food market in their community and poison their food because they might just eat it and die. You know everybody got to eat. Don't put it in McDonald's, Kentucky Fried Chicken. Don't do it, Billy. Okay? We're going to put it in the vaccines and maybe it'll get you the black community.
But wait a minute.
What about the water supply in the black community? We could just
put in that water that
supply.
really don't do it, Billy. We're watching that like a hawk.
Didn't they create the virus?
Put it in the vaccine, though. Kill them in the
create the virus to kill us and then produce the vaccine to kill us as well. Why wasn't one or the other working?
Man.
So they invented a virus to kill us.
To make a vaccine to kill us.
To kill us.
Just don't make the vaccine. Just kill us. Tell us this nothing is a regular cold. We wouldn't have known the difference if they just said it's the flu. It's the regular cold. We wouldn't have known.
Nope.
Hell, and matter of fact, the corona was doing great. The average life expectancy of black people went down 2.5 years. Why stop that progress by herding them into the doctors and getting a good old-fashioned vaccine to stop them from dying? Make it make sense. They can't.
And then white people get the exact same vaccine. Go figure.
They get the one. They get the They make a vaccine that attack the melon.
You make sure you grab it out the right box.
No, they can't do that.
Don't grab it out of this box. Make sure that you grab it out of that box, Billy.
Put a little dot. Put a little dot in the corner. The dot in the corner is the one you get a black piece of black.
Whatever
dot.
you do, don't give the white folks the vaccine out of this box. Right?
That's how they do it.
For that box. Use this box.
Oh man.
But they make it.
Chef, you're right. Don't say planet. Right. Chef is absolutely right. Don't even say planet. We taking planet.
Right. Don't say Earth.
Don't even call it a planet. Everything you say puts you in checkmate.
Yeah,
absolutely.
the Earth is a planet.
Don't call it one. Sanchez, don't call it a planet.
Don't come in there with that. Don't come in with buoyancy. Don't come in with electromagnetism. Y'all seen the slide. I'm gonna pull a slide out on them. Y'all, ladies and gentlemen, you've already seen the slide. Man, hit that link, man. Go ahead and support that, man. Support that. Support that. What? Vaccine causing myocarditis. Yeah. But the coronavirus does it at a rate of 1,000. It's crazy.
To 1.
1,000 to 1. And the chances of dying from that if you get COVID,
vaccines 1,001. The coronavirus it's ridiculous, man. Anyway, y'all know what it is, man.
All right, come over
Make
to
sure
the
y'all hit
HOK.
that link, man. I'm going
Get over
over
there
there.
in the HOK.
Yeah, I'm going. I'm hitting over there, man. I'm a simulcast on the Pseudo Killers. What you think, Ben? On simulcast? What you think? Or no?
It's up to you, man. However you want to do it. I'm in the cockpit already, so hey, let's go.
Yeah, we're gonna simulcast. Let's do some simulcasting. We definitely gonna do some simulcasting, man. We're gonna set it up real quick. We're gonna catch a good hour before the Lakers come on and Golden State.
Yeah.
Y'all know what it is, man.
Yeah, come over there. Come over there, Cedric, and hit that link, Chef. Hit that link.
Hey.
I'm jumping off the ropes. I ain't come to play.
Yeah, man. Appreciate everybody, man. Support the Abs US store. Support the Pseudo Killers, man. The real black atheism is on the rise, man. Community of skeptics, man. Y'all know what it is, man. Supporting everybody that's fighting for the dedication, man, of getting this real information no matter what, man. That's what we doing. We loving it over here, man. We doing it big, man. We great hit over there. Hey, y'all know what it is, man. Appreciate everybody's support, man. Hit that Cash App, man. If you feeling live, man, hit that, man. I'm running across the screen for you right there, man. Go ahead, drop that. You know what I'm saying? Support, man. Fuck with who fuck with you, man.
I'm just trying to take it to the post.
Y'all know what it is, man. The center for the study of pseudoism. Pseudo Killers, man. The army. The real black atheists, man. Love to everybody out there. Appreciate everybody, man. Appreciate all that support, man. Y'all know how we do it, man. We go ahead and get over here real quick, man. Turn it up, man. Appreciate that, man. We official as a Visa stamp, y'all. Yeah. Hey. Y'all know what it is, man. Chilling. Keeping it right where it got to be. Black African power, man. Omar Reed, Juju, G. Ivan, Logic, 501 top level.
Met a bad one on the way, like
Doug Grass.
Hey,
I see you, Chef L. No more sleepwalking. Yeah.
Met a bad one on the way,
Mr.
like
Judah. Mika 1. My name is Tika.
On the way, like Kim K. Like Kim K.
And everybody else, man. King and right. Y'all know what it is, man. We're on the way over to Black News 102, man. Yeah. Hit that link, man. Go ahead and make sure y'all get that debate, man. Y'all know what it is, man. Saturday, May 13th is going down. Hey. Yeah. And y'all, we out.